You know, you have such big musical presence, but yet at the same time, you take on a certain level of social responsibility. You talk about bullying and your stance on gay and lesbian rights, and now you're touching on immigration. How does your musical presence, does it affect your social causes? Does what's happening socially lead your music? How do you find that balance?
Well, the fans lead the music, and it just so happens that a lot of my fans have shared with me their stories. I traveled all over the world, and every night when the show was over, I would stop outside the arena and take pictures and sign autographs, and sometimes when it was really cold out, I would invite 30 fans on the bus and give them hot chocolate and give them Cheetos and ask them if they were okay, and they'd say, you know, my dad kicked me out because I'm gay. Another one would say, I haven't seen my parents in 8 months. They were brought back to El Salvador in the middle of the day. I've met fans that were beat up outside school or had to move high schools because they were teased for being fat. I mean, I could go on and on about the stories. And it wasn't until they shared their stories with me that I realized how like them I was. And I began to relive all of my struggles as a teenager. It's about society, but it's also about pledging a certain allegiance to your fan base. And it's not like, thanks for buying my record, it's like, thanks for buying my record, and I will live and die and breathe my work and my art to protect your dreams because you protect mine.
Did you have a specific tanning moment? A moment when you realized that your music, wow, it crossed over. This thing is pulling everybody together. Was there a moment when you looked into the crowd and you seen, you know, this place is filled with, the arena is filled with this, or you played in a certain venue and you were just shocked at how far your music has reached?
Yeah, I was always making music for everyone, and I was never targeting my music to the masses. I just made what I believed in and made music that spoke to my culture in underground New York City, which is everybody with no judgment. And like I said, it wasn't until they shared their stories with me that things began to change. And now I have a different outlook. You can't like make records and then get to know your fans and just ignore the effect that they've had on you. I always tell people that. They'll be like, you always talk about your fans. I'm like, how could I not talk about my fans? They're my family. They're my whole reason now for everything. And they are the thing that I didn't even ever really think about before. I wrote records because I love music. I love music. I live and breathe and die music every single day. I music. But the fans, they show the hell up, you know? They show the hell up.
Well, I am fortunate enough to know that, you know, what you've done and the statements that you make to help people. Also, your philanthropic endeavors, your $1 million donation to different charities to help inner city kids. Everything you've done with the Robin Hood Foundation has been fantastic. So I just am just so happy that, you know, I get a chance to sit down with you and be one to just push your message out further. And you've been nothing but an icon, somebody who's been a role model, and thank you for coming by. Thank you. A little fist bump. This is The Tanning Effect. See you next time.